one for parenting is to survive. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Emily, and today we're doing our newborn must-haves and regrets video. I'm here with my husband David, who is going to give his input on said products. Seeing as how we no longer have a newborn, our baby boy just turned 3 months yesterday and we're going through it. So before we get into the video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Give this video a big thumbs up, and we'll get right on into the must-haves. Let's start with the must-haves first.
Let's do the travel system, right? Travel system is definitely a must-have. The reason why I believe it is a must-have because, especially you out there who has cars, definitely you would get the stroller, you get the car seat. The car seat clicks into the stroller. You can click it off because it comes with a base. You can put it in your car. You can take it out of your car, put it right in the stroller. So it's definitely very convenient getting the all-in-one, the whole travel system with the car seat and also the stroller. I think it's very convenient. Yes, negative thing is it is heavy, depending on which one you get. But you know that's just a slight con you get by getting the convenience of having those that whole travel system.
Yeah, we got the Chicco or the Chicco Bravo. It retails for about $3.99. We got ours off of Amazon, but they sell it pretty much everywhere. I like it because it has the option to keep the toddler seat in, so that way you could, you know, double cover the baby, which during COVID times is very important. I'll link my video somewhere over here on my review of the Bravo. Hey, friend. See, Nala. So that's why we love it, but again, the con with having them all together is it is heavy. Next thing on the list, I would say, is must have for us, because along with the travel system, we also got a lightweight system, because with each of us traveling alone, especially going back to work, meeting up with each other with the baby, we noticed that the travel system is very heavy to have just with one person. So we got the Jeep by Delta Children lightweight stroller along with an infant insert. This works awesome if one of us is by ourselves and we want to make a quick errand. Nothing crazy because again, the storage basket is kind of small, but this is great to have him outside facing, parent facing, lightweight click stroller to be in and out on the go.
It's definitely good for like one person to travel with. Like, do you definitely 100% need it? No, but it's definitely convenient to invest if you could swing it. Lightweight stroller, so just in case you are by yourself, you could travel into the bus, train, you know, wherever you need to go. It's very light and it's worth it. It's not that expensive. It's about $100.
Yeah.
So
the next item is something we didn't realize we needed until we had it. We thought it was actually kind of tedious to have, and that's a wipe warmer. So when we came home from the hospital having a January baby, the wipes obviously were cold coming out of the package, so we would take as many wipes as we needed out and kind of try to warm it with our hands. But having a newborn, especially having a baby boy who just blesses you whenever they seem fit, we needed something quick and fast. I was hesitant about the wipe warmer because I heard horror stories how it dries out your wipes, but I really think it depends on the kind of wipes. But we absolutely love the Munchkin wipe warmer. It has a night light. The night light shuts on and off on its own, and it warms up the wipes pretty fast.
Yeah, and it actually has like a little window you can see exactly how much wipes you have left, so you know when to load it up as well. So that's what's good about it, yeah.
And it's pretty affordable. I think it was gifted to us by my parents, but I think it's like maybe $30-40.
Yeah.
Next is a chair or a seat. Now there are several on the market. Like I was hesitant on which one to buy. They have the Fisher Price Sit Me Up seat. We opted for the Fisher Price Snug-a-Puppy Bouncer. It retails for about $59.99 online. We love it. It's definitely one of my favorite things in the house because Lucas gravitated to it very quickly, even as a newborn. It vibrates, it plays music, it plays nature sounds. The only thing I hate about it, which I don't know if you feel the same way, is it has this little mobile at the top, which now Lucas is at the age where he's actually starting to look and notice and slowly start to reach for things, but that mobile doesn't do anything. It's just these two little puppies that hang over him, but they don't even move like if you push it. They just
hang there,
flap in the breeze. But it's good to have if we put him down and he hasn't burped yet, or if he's a little fussy and I need to put him down to like cook or grab something, I can buckle him in and he can hang out. That's like his chair to watch TV.
Yeah, he definitely likes that. That definitely is probably the con of it. The little mobile thing doesn't do anything. It just hangs there, but it does entertain him though. He does look at it. So,
and it doesn't auto shut off, so we fly through batteries.
Oh yes, this battery operated. You'll fly through the batteries very quickly.
So
you'll fly through batteries. So that's
keep that in mind. In terms of diaper changing, we have A&D ointment. I'm very surprised that we gravitated to A&D as much as we did. I use A&D for all of my tattoos when they're healing, and I never thought I would use it for my baby compared to all the other things out there, but it helped. It was a godsend to us because he had a horrible diaper rash and it healed him up, I would say, within 2 days.
Yeah, definitely A&D. Definitely helped. I mean, A&D been around for a long time, so I mean,
it's not thick. Like, and it doesn't have like a strong odor. Like it's enough to like coat the area, and it has vitamins, so it's good for his skin. And if he does get a rash or something starts to flare up, it nips it in the butt.
All right, next on the list is definitely a must-have for us is the inverted zippers. Those are the ones where you could zip from below and go up. It also up, down, or just from zip?
Yeah, it has 2 zippers. So it has the normal up and down zipper, but it has on the one on the bottom of his pajamas, of his sleepers, that you could go from down to up.
Yeah, I think that's a must-have because definitely when you're changing your baby, definitely the inverted zipper definitely works. Except for going, you gotta zip them all the way down, take them out of the sleeper, then take them out of the sleeper, then you gotta change the pamper. But it's better to just go from below up and you just zip all the way up to the area that you need to change. Then you change the pamper. It's easier, it's quick, it's more quicker, because our baby likes to cry while we change them, so it makes it quicker. Zip, change the pamper, cream and all that, put the pamper back on and zip down to cover it, so you don't have to worry about taking off the whole sleeper.
Yeah, it's convenient for those late night feedings. Changings, I would say. It's good for the late night changings because you don't have to completely take everything off. Some people are against it because they feel like their baby's going to get a draft, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to take something off to change them unless they have nothing on. But they're easy for us to get him in and out, quick on the go, get him changed. Next on the list is Aquaphor Baby. Now, we originally chose Aquaphor Baby for our diaper cream, but Aquaphor Baby really doesn't have any vitamins in it, so it'll prevent diaper rash. But if a diaper rash is already here, I personally don't feel it's the best. But what I use it for is, our baby had very sensitive skin in the beginning, and he still kind of does, but our doctor suggested, instead of putting any cream on him or any oil on him, to lather him up in Aquaphor Baby, and that has really helped with his baby acne. That has helped when he scratches himself, like if his nails are long and he does get his face, that helps with the scratches. And it's pretty much water, and you just lather him up and he's very moisturized and he loves it because it's like he's getting a full-on massage. For our bathtub, our definite must-have, we have the Fisher Price 4-in-1 bathtub. It comes with several pieces, so it comes with the newborn sling. It comes with the little green seat that you could put in the bathtub when they're sitting up on their own. The entire bathtub itself, it has a cork at the bottom to drain out the water. It came with a little blue squeezy bottle to rinse the baby, which is a godsend. We use it every day. But my favorite thing about it is it has a hook built in to hang when we're done, so it'll air dry on its own. So we just hang it on our shower rod. But for babies that normally cry for their first bath, Lucas loved it. Like, that's his happy place. He gets it from me. That's his happy place, his bath time. Like, he just loves it.
Yeah, that bathtub is definitely very good. That you can hang it to dry. You could. It's not very big either. It's a good sized tub. But I like it. You could drain it with a little hole too. Like when we're done, you can just drain it. I just dump the water, but some people just want to take the little thing out so the water could flush out. And that's a really good tub, and it will last until he's about maybe like
Over one.
Over one, yeah.
Over one.
So.
Like, he slowly started to grow out of the newborn sling, but he's in the medium area, right? So he's not fully out of the newborn sling yet, but at the same time, he's not ready to fully sit up on his own and take a bath.
Yeah, he's growing fast, so he's not gonna be in that sling for much longer, maybe a few more weeks.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, since our boy has been home, we tried quite a few bottles. We had Dr. Brown's, we had Avon,
Avon
Natural. So we had quite a few bottles. We was fortunate enough to get all those bottles, but we got quite a few bottles. But there's always something, every bottle works different for every baby. So for us, the Avon bottles didn't really work that well for us. The Dr. Brown's didn't work that well for us. So we chose Nook bottles. We got it from Amazon. I guess we put a link in the description. But we got it from Amazon. It's one of those nipples that the baby controls their own flow. So depending how hard the baby sucks the bottle is how much milk the baby gets. So that worked for us. That really worked for us. The only con is the baby controls the flow. So if your baby sucks too much, may cause him or her to choke. So it's just keep an eye on them, obviously, and keep them up so they don't choke. But it definitely works for us. We feel like the other bottles, he was sucking too much because he wasn't getting enough milk, and we felt like it didn't work. So it's definitely good. And yeah, that's what I like about it the most. Is that he can control his own flow, and you gotta watch it because sometimes he may take too much milk. But I really like that one.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of that, like, we didn't buy all of those bottles. So we received several bottles from registry welcome sets, and then we registered for Philip's Avon because we opted for the natural because we felt it would be as close to the breast as possible, since Lucas was originally intended to be both a breastfed and bottle-fed baby. Lucas ended up not latching, so he was strictly a bottle-fed baby, getting both breast milk supplementing with formula. Now, what I didn't like about the other anti-colic bottles was they had a bunch of pieces. So the Dr. Brown's had the straw, and the Avon had like that little anti-colic valve.
Yeah, some pieces, yeah.
So it had a lot of pieces. You have to make sure you put the pieces the right way. You have to make sure the pieces are cleaned thoroughly. You don't want the baby to get sick. But we noticed that the Avon and the Dr. Brown had different nipple sizes as the baby grew. The Nook does not have that. So it has this one nipple that the baby controls the flow. And we gravitated to them because we were under the impression that our son had colic, which in fact we found out he has a milk allergy. So first things first, they're crazy cheap. Like, we got 3 in a pack, I think, for $8. Mm-hmm. They range from $8 to $10. They're in a lot of fun, cute designs for both boy and girl. And again, the baby controls the flow. If your baby is the type of baby like ours that's like a Hoover that just loves to his milk, okay, we don't feed Lucas laying down. Lucas eats on our lap, sitting, or maybe at a slight incline with the bottle like this. Not like this, or like this, because he just cannot be trusted. And even then, sometimes he drinks too much, causing himself to cough. So just keep that in mind. We like them. They don't work for everybody for that reason. Some people are too worried about their baby choking, that they're like, you know what, let's pick a different option.
Yeah, they'll take the sofa.
Yeah. And again, usually every 3 months your baby's nipples need to be changed regardless. So this is no exception to the rule. His nipples do need to be changed, but by the time it's time to change Lucas's nipple on those bottles, he'll be transitioning to bigger bottles because he's already at like the 5 ounce. The last ounce you could possibly drink in that bottle, he's like right there.
Yes.
With every diaper change, of course, you're going to need wipes. We registered for water wipes and we registered for Pamper Sensitive. Now, what I love about water wipes is they're not overly hyped. They are very, very wet and they stay wet. Like, I compared both in the wipe warmer to see if any would dry out, and they both do well in the wipe warmer. I personally prefer the Pampers wipes. And the reason why I prefer them is because I feel like they're thicker. So I feel like if you're a mom, you get it. It's like, they clean more. They clean more. Like, I feel like they cover more, and they're not, granted, the water wipes don't break in my hand, but I feel like they come out of the wipe warmer easier. I feel like they come out of their package easier. I feel like water wipes, when I pull them out, I'm pulling out a wipe that's still folded. So now I got a baby moving around. I got to pull a wipe, and then I got to do this to get the wipe open, and then sop it up.
Oh, okay.
You know, but
I really don't have a favorite. I actually like both, but I noticed that the sensitive wipe comes with more wipes.
You get more bang for your buck. Like,
yes,
honestly, you're really paying for brands. You would think Pampers being like one of the biggest brands out there, right up there with Huggies and Loves and all these other companies, you would be paying a lot. Water wipes, you get, I think, 400 for like $60. But for Pampers Sensitive, I get a box on Amazon, 450, I think, for $17.
Yeah. It's way more cheaper. The Pampers wipes is way more cheaper, but you know, I mean, me honestly, like I like both, but I only prefer the Pampers only because you get more wipes.
Yeah, and plus, like, I just, it works for me that they're more affordable because I have a pack of wipes in each stroller. You know, I have wipes in my diaper bag, I have wipes in the house, you know. Everywhere that my child may go, there's wipes because he just can't be trusted. If he's not spitting up, he's getting, like, stuff all over him, so it just makes sense. But I personally prefer the Pampers wipes.
This is something that some parents will get and not get because of, you know, information that's out there. But co-sleepers, for us, it was a must-have, right? To have a co-sleeper.
Yeah, so, you know, the co-sleeper is a very touchy subject. For those that don't know what the DockATot is, it's a $75, $80 co-sleeper that is basically one flat pillow with a one round pillow around it. And this is made to, like, nestle the baby so the baby can lay next to you in bed and be protected because it has this bumper. Now, I wanted it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I wanted it, but I didn't want it for $80, especially when the whole universe was telling me that I was going to give birth to this big 8-pound baby, right? So we opted for an Amazon alternative that was like $30 just to see, you know, what the hype was about and whether or not it would be worth it. It saved us. We contemplated getting the Snuggle Me because our co-sleeper, when our baby goes in it, it doesn't really nestle him, whereas the Snuggle Me, once the baby goes in, the sides kind of like close next to them, so they feel like they're being held. But it's convenient for us because before you say anything and before you judge, our child is supervised all the time. Yes, we put the co-sleeper in his bassinet, which is usually a big no-no. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah. But we do that for him to be comfortable, for him to fall asleep, and obviously our bassinet is right by our bed, and we don't leave him alone. Like, it's a miracle right now we're even filming this, because usually, like, we're standing there watching him sleep.
Yeah,
so,
exactly, yeah.
But he gravitated to it very well. He likes it. He finds it comfortable. Our baby likes to sleep on his side, which is interesting, because he can't even turn on his side yet on his own, so he likes to lay on his side, so we use the co-sleeper to kind of like prop him up because he's not 100% rolling on his own yet. We even got one for my parents' house. My parents love it because if they're watching him and he happens to fall asleep, they have a place to put him while they're still doing things, whether it's watching TV, you know, washing clothes. They have somewhere to keep an eye on him, but he absolutely loves it. I mean, it is something I feel he could live without, honestly, in my opinion, but he loves it. For detergent, we use the Dreft Stage 1 Newborn. We really don't like the smell of Stage 2 Active Baby, but we didn't know that the Dreft Stain Remover, which we also feel is a must-have, exists. Up until recently, at 3 months, Lucas still periodically has blowouts. Like, they just come and go. There are times that he goes that we don't even know, and there are times that he just goes, okay? And he has a habit of getting it up his back, which results in stained clothes. I have sprayed this, rubbed it against each other, thrown it in a basin with hot water and some Dreft detergent, and the stain is 100% gone. Like, as I'm spraying it, I see it disappearing. I feel like it retails for about $7-8. You can buy it in bulk on Amazon, but it's worth it to me.
Yeah, that Dreft spray is definitely worth it. Like, you know, depending on your baby. I think even if honestly, you don't even have a baby that does a lot of mess, even food, I feel like you just spray it.
Formula.
It's like the baby shout. You just spray it and you let it sit for a little bit, put it in the thing, and it goes away. It doesn't save everything, but it saves like most of the stuff. If your baby does a big mess on their self, then it may just be easy to throw it out, because we tried when Lucas did a big explosion.
We've had a few casualties.
We had a few casualties. No matter how much that spray you put on that is especially if it's white, it's gone.
I mean, we've had casualties, but I can safely say the casualties we had, we agreed that like we're not even gonna try to save this.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna try, because we knew already that it was not gonna work. But
it didn't have sentimental value.
Yeah, exactly. Well, most of the stains it comes out, but if it's big, you might want to just throw it out. There's another thing that kind of saved us too. Son was born the first month, before we knew he had a milk allergy. He was crying all the time. We had to give him, things, stuff for his gas, stuff like that. So there's this thing called Medifrida. It's literally a syringe, and then you put that syringe in this pacifier looking thing, and you put it in the baby's mouth so the baby could suck the pacifier at one end, and at the same time the medicine or whatever is going down his mouth at the same time, so it makes it easy for him to take medicine. That's definitely a must-have. I really like this thing because instead of fighting with the baby to get the medicine that the baby needs or whatever supplement the baby needs, you just give him the little pacifier thing. He thinks that's a pacifier with the little syringe attached to it, and then he just takes the medicine. And this is a really good thing, the Medifrida. Like I really like that. Like, it's really good. He's starting to know now that what we're doing. Now he kind of figures out, no, these people are giving me medicine. They're not giving me a pacifier. But he still takes it. But he starts to understand. Wait, hold on. This is not milk. You're giving me a pacifier. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if your baby does not take a pacifier, or if you don't want your baby to have anything like a pacifier, this isn't for you. Our baby gravitated to a pacifier very quickly. So he didn't really have a problem with it. I mean, it comes in handy for when our baby, again, when we thought he was having, gas and issues, it was in fact a milk allergy, we put Mylicon in it to give it to him. Mylicon is one of those few medicines that come with a very thin, easy to use syringe, but something like gripe water, something like infant Tylenol, those are things that are very difficult to give a screaming baby, because you put the syringe in their mouth and they just shoot the medicine right out. Mm-hmm. With Lucas, it's like, he's like, oh, okay, my pacifier. And you'll notice as the baby sucks the pacifier, they're pulling the syringe down on their own. So yes, you could periodically squirt it in their mouth with the pacifier and they'll suck and take the medicine. But if left in there long enough, they'll just suck it out on their own. Lastly, on our must-haves is some type of baby camera system. We originally got a VTech camera, which I liked because it was small, it was portable, it didn't require Wi-Fi. A lot of people are hesitant about Wi-Fi, with child pedophilia, creepers out there that like to hack cameras.
Hack cameras, how you hack your Wi-Fi.
Yes, this camera literally has a screen and a camera. One turns on, one talks to the other. There's no pairing involved. They literally know to work together. Very clear picture quality, don't have a problem with it. It's good for on the go and just moving places, but we were gifted the Nanit. So there are several varieties of Nanits. I'll try to link the one we have in the description below because it was gifted to us, but we love it because it's portable in a sense. So it's on this pole that isn't mounted to the wall, so we're able to move it around the room. So for example, the other night, Lucas was in his swing. Was he in his swing? Yes, he was in his swing sleeping. And David was at work, and David was able to watch him on the camera while I took a shower. So it's portable in that sense that you can move it around to different rooms. It's not something that you really want to take outside or on a vacation because it's kind of big.
Yeah, it's kind of big.
It does come with an accessory that's a band to track your baby's oxygen and their breathing levels. We got it and we tested it, and I want to say Lucas was not even a month old, or
Yeah.
maybe 2 weeks old, the siren for it is ridiculous. Like, it is so loud, but it is awesome because it gets the job done, and it will wake you up if it senses that baby isn't breathing. But Lucas was fine. It's just that the blanket was covering the sensor.
Yeah, that's the name of the thing. Like, it's very high tech. It checks the temperature, it checks the humidity in the room as well, and it all connects with your smartphone. It's very high tech. But the thing about it is, it does has its cons. Like, if you're gonna use the band to check the breathing, it can't be under a blanket. The blanket can't be over it. A blanket can be over it, and clothes too. It has to be certain clothes.
The clothes can't be thick, and they can't be loose on the baby.
Exactly.
It'll have to be like a perfect fit onesie.
Yeah, like a onesie or one sleeper. That's fine. If you put like a hoodie on, whatever, that's it. It's not gonna track it. So that's why they have this cons. Very high tech, but I don't think we use the band like that no more. Really, we
really don't. I mean, what I like about it is mom and dad can have separate logins.
Oh yes.
There is a paid membership if you want to keep the recorded footage, but it'll tell you when the baby was taken out of their crib. It'll tell you when the baby self-soothed himself to sleep. It'll tell you when somebody obviously takes the baby out, puts them in, how many times he got up, the type of deep sleep he was in, and we don't pay for the membership, but like it'll give you a quick like nightly recap on like how the night goes, which is good for the parent that's not on the night shift, so you can actually see how things went.
Oh yeah. In those notifications that you get, you can manually turn those specific notifications off. Yes. So that's what's good about it too, because there's some notifications that have physically turned on. Only have it if he wakes up or someone goes to the crib or someone puts him in the crib. I think having some notifications like that, they have them all. It all depends. Like each notification you get, you could manually turn them off, because sometimes you don't want to get, if you're in the house already, why have the notification that, like if you're away, like me, I'm away now. I go to work, so I'll have some notifications on, but at the same time, I'm always checking on him in the camera anyway, so I mean.
Yeah, that's a good point, because like, for example, and you can have it across your devices. Like I have it on my phone, I have it on my iPad. What I will say is on my iPad, it's a little annoying, because let's say if I'm on the phone, or if David's on the phone, or even if we're having a conversation, the Nanit will pick up my voice and say that there's sound detected at Lucas's crib, but it's in fact me. Yep. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, you do have to play with the notifications a little, because if you walk past it, because it doesn't just show, like I'll try to insert a screenshot here if I have it. It doesn't just show the actual bed. It shows the area around the bed.
Yes, because that's set up, you got to put an area of the crib. So anyone, and then it's like a box. So it's like a yellow box you put around the crib. So anyone who steps into the yellow box, even if they walking by, it's gonna say, motion. It's gonna say your baby move, but your baby didn't really move. It was just somebody who was in there.
Which is good for somebody, who likes to go.
Yeah, right here.
By the crib.
Likes to,
visit their brother.
Yeah, likes to, take off sensors,
she just sucks everything off.
Yeah. But it's in general, it's a real good device. It's very high tech. Those are things that you have to play with. Everybody wants probably certain notifications, not all of it.
Newborn regrets. So first thing on the list for me, I'm gonna jump on my soapbox for a second, is Budreaux But Paste. Now, Budreaux But Paste is, if you're a 90s baby like myself, Budreaux But Paste is this generation's version of Desitin. It's white, it's very strong smelling, and it's thick. Okay, so this is something we used for our baby when he came home from the hospital. We had the green tube. I liked the green tube because it had natural aloe, and it was plant-based. And it did the job, or so we thought. Next thing you know, I think honestly, I don't think it was the butt paste's fault. I think it was us missing it. Our baby got a diaper rash, and he got a really bad one. So we opted for the red butt paste, which is stronger. But what we noticed is it is very, 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 very thick. To the point that we like it, but it's very strong smelling, and it's thick to the point that like you have to be mindful of how you apply it, because if your baby moves, it's on his clothes. If your baby moves, it's on his legs. Like, which is safe to say for any diaper cream. But we personally didn't like it. Like, we have it. If in a pinch, we'll still use it. but we definitely prefer A&D and Aquaphor Baby.
Yeah. The butt paste, I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that, like you said, it was very, it's very thick, and you have to make sure you don't put too much, stuff like that. But I think the A&D is just better. I think the A&D is just better because it's thinner, it's easy to put on. I think like most very, very serious cases, maybe that's good for. Maybe some people will prefer the butt paste because maybe the ingredients that's inside. Maybe, but I mean, I think there was nothing wrong with it. It's very thick, and it was just very messy. It was just
and it kind of separates when it's not touched for a while. Like if you have the jar one, you'll see it separates. So you're getting ready to change your baby. If it settles for too long, you have to mix it first. Then, so you're sitting there with your finger, you're mixing it, now you got it all over your finger, now you're trying to get it on the baby that again, that's moving. It's a whole thing. A regret for me, I mean, it's not a big deal, but I figured I'd put it up here, was the Baby Einstein Play Gym. So it's this play gym that has, these two like soft bars going across like this, and then it has the mat with the little kick piano. Now, my problem with it is, and it sounds, stupid, but my problem is I feel that the toys are too high. I feel that the toys are entirely too high where they're placed. First of all, it took both of us like 6 tries to build it the right way.
Yeah.
So when we finally built it the right way, I noticed that all the toys that could get his attention were too high, if not they were too close. So they were either way over his head at the very top or over here to the point that like he wasn't at a point that he could turn and grab. It wasn't really wowing him. It wasn't getting his attention. And the piano itself doesn't actually have piano keys. You have to touch the animal on the piano. And me being the overachieving mother that I am, I chose it because it had the colors, the shapes, the numbers, and 3 different languages. So I liked it. But it wasn't wowing him. He was laying on it for tummy time, and there was nothing enticing him. So we opted for the Fisher-Price Kick and Play Piano, which has been a godsend. Like, I'll insert footage here. He loves it. Like, first things first, it has a mirror that you could put on multiple areas of the gym. So it could either go on the toolbar with the animals or on the actual piano. The piano has a look and listen feature that it'll just do the colors, the lights, the sounds, the music all on its own. But as the baby kicks, it will hit the piano keys. So I love the colors. I love that the toys are way closer to him. He's able to swat them with his hands. And it keeps him entertained, I would say, for hours.
Yeah. That was definitely I agree with you with that. The thing for his last play gym, that it was too high. He wasn't really gravitating to it. If he did want something, it was just too high for him to reach anyway.
Yeah. So he would get mad.
Yeah, he would just get mad. So I'm glad we don't use that no more. I'm glad we had the Fisher-Price one. The Fisher-Price one is definitely better. He could definitely hit it. He's still not grabbing. He's grabbing things, but he's definitely hitting it. He's definitely kicking the piano. So he definitely loves it. He wasn't even kicking the piano last time like that. So I think it was a good buy. I think you're gonna put that in the link in the description.
Oh yeah, all these items are gonna be, whether we love it or hate it, everything's gonna be linked in the description below. I also like that the piano for the Fisher-Price has actual buttons that you could push and press, so he realizes what he's doing.
There's one thing that everyone gets. This is like the most common thing that every parent will want to get, but it definitely has cons, especially if your baby's timing you and the baby's crying and you have a certain amount of time to get that bottle ready. The bottle warmer. Now, let's talk about this bottle warmer, okay? This bottle warmer is the devil, and also this bottle warmer could save your life. So for us, it's been the devil, okay? It's been the devil because your baby's crying for food. You got to put the bottle in the bottle warmer. But the thing is, depending how much, first it depends how many ounces you try to, warm up. As the bottle we have here, it has different ones. It's from 1 ounce all the way to I think 9 ounces. I think maybe 10, but 1 to 9 ounces. All right, depending how much ounces you try to warm up is how long the bottle's gonna take. Right off the bat, our son was on 2 ounces and he went to 3 ounces. But the more ounces, the more you have to wait. So the bottle one takes forever. Honestly, I think it's quicker to do it in a getaway and just put it under the sink in hot water, or just get yourself a pot, put boiling water, and just put it in there for a couple of seconds. It's better off like that. But it's just more convenient because it's very small. Like, it's very small. You can plug it anywhere. So, like, are you really going to get a pot and, you know, go always to the kitchen, stuff like that? No. I mean, it all depends. You know, it is convenient, the bottle warmer, especially the one we got. It's very compact. You can take it anywhere, so you can move it anywhere. So we still use it, but it could be the devil, because if your baby's crying and you warm up that bottle will seem to take 30 minutes to get warm. It's really taking maybe 5 minutes to warm, but it's gonna feel like it's 30 minutes. Cause yeah, that's all I can say about it. The bottle warmer takes very too long to warm up. Very too long to warm up. So that's what I gotta say about it.
Yeah, I'll eventually do a review on it. I wanna do a review on it a little closer to when it's time for Lucas to get food, because it has a feature to warm up breast milk in a storage bag. It also has a feature to warm up a jar of baby food. So I'm curious to see how it does with that, but I will attest to the fact that I like how small it is because it's right on my desk. Because yes, I really don't feel like, I think he's getting up. I really don't feel like walking across my house to the kitchen to heat up a bottle. So I like that it's on my desk. I don't wait until Lucas starts the sound of his people to warm up a bottle. So for me, yes, it does take a long time, but what I like about it is, let's say Lucas is not due to get up for another hour or so, and I think he's gonna get up and he doesn't, it will keep the bottle warm up until an hour after I initially press that button, and it does. But the initial part of it heating up that water, it takes so long. And I even tried to put warm or hot water in it to see if that would expedite the process. No, I think it's like starting your car in the winter. It just takes forever for that little dial to go below the number 1 so you can go. It takes so long. And when you're in a pinch and you have a screaming baby and you're half asleep, you don't want to be bothered with it. But I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Yeah, I love-hate relationship with it too.
And a quick disclaimer, if you're any of the people that bought us any of those things, and no shade, these are things that we asked for. These are things that we didn't know what the repercussions would be until we got them. So it's no shade to anybody. It's just, we thought it was going to be this best thing ever, but I feel like aside from it being in our room, we could have lived without it.
Yeah, we could have lived without it. I think that's the only reason why we even, still have it, to be honest, because it could go anywhere. And sometimes, it definitely helped that first month or so where he was really asking for it all the time. So it's a lovely relationship. It has its pros, it has its cons, it definitely takes a while. You have to game plan when to turn that on. So when the baby starts crying, the bottle's ready to warm. You're not worried about it, starting up and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm on the fence right now as to whether or not, because we're planning a family trip, and I'm on the fence as to whether or not to bring my hot water kettle or the bottle warmer. I'm leaning towards the bottle warmer because I feel like the bottle warmer will heat up, because at that time he'll be eating food. It'll be able to heat up baby food.
Yes.
So that's why I'm leaning more towards bottle warmer. If not...
All right, so one thing about clothing that I kind of can't stand is button-up ones. Not all of them, but definitely the ones, the sleepers. Definitely the sleepers button-up is just annoying. It takes too long when you try to get your baby dressed. So that's a regret. The things that we regret getting is sleepers or buttons. And they just annoying. They take too long, and you have a crying baby or you have a baby that moves a lot, the button keeps coming out, and you put it back on, and the button keeps coming out again, and you put it back on, and, so on and so forth. So that's what I regret. I think that's the only thing about them. Right? Honestly, it's just the buttons, and it just they take too long to put it on, and then if your baby's moving at the same time, they just keep coming right off.
They're a puzzle.
Yeah,
they're a puzzle.
It's hard to figure out which button goes where, and sometimes sometimes when you leave one open, you can't find it to the button too, and it's like, all right, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it like this.
Yeah, so. It's like you have to pull it completely down and make sure that you wrap each side around each leg.
Yeah.
Click one button, then you have your path. If not, it's like a total abyss. Like you can't figure it out at all.
Exactly.
It's just so much easier to get a zipper.
Yeah, yeah.
So much easier. Even though there are some, it's funny we say this because as we speak, Lucas is taking a nap in one with buttons. But I learned that I have to pull it down, I have to clip each side of the leg and then connect the dots.
Yeah. It's not all of them though, it's some sleepers. I think they have some sleepers that only they have buttons only some places, not all. Like
like at the top of going down.
Yeah, like if it's like one button here and there, I think that's fine.
No, we're talking about the ones that go down around the legs, around the crotch area, like a whole map.
Yeah, those are hard.
Those are too much.
Yeah. And
lastly, baby mittens. So, quick disclaimer, like I always say, everyone was saying that our son was going to be 8+ pounds. He wasn't going to fit in newborn diapers, let alone newborn clothing. They were wrong. Our baby was born full term. He was born healthy. Okay, but he was born on the smaller side. So he fit into newborn. He even fit into some preemie clothing. We were gifted mittens. Now, this is my problem with mittens. Obviously, for those that don't know, mittens are used to cover the baby's hands because babies are born with very long, paper-thin nails, and they will scratch themselves, which Lucas does till this day, and he's 3 months old.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mittens, the baby is too busy trying to find their way and stretch. The mittens consistently flew off of his hands. Consistently. We could never find them, okay? We would find stragglers under the couch. We would put it on, and 2 minutes later, his thumb will be out. They just didn't work. We tried socks. Socks are okay, but the problem is it depends on the kind of sock because the elastic on the sock
very tight.
Yeah, you don't want it to get too tight and affect any blood flow or blood circulation. So we just I hated them. I hated washing them because I had to make sure that they didn't get lost. So I just opted for they're easier to find in newborn and some 0 to 3, but mainly preemie and newborn. The sleeve of a sleeper or of a onesie that cuffs over. Yes. That is so much easier because it's one article of clothing. You don't have to worry about it. And we found a lot, I think, made by Carter's. Simple Joys by Carter's. They have a big line of them in Target that they were long sleeve onesies that had the part that goes over.
Yeah, but you only can find a certain sizes on these preemie newborn 0 to 3. That's most you can find them. Now 3 to 6, you can't really find them.
You can't really find them like that. Some even 0 to 3, you really can't find because your baby gets to this stage that Lucas is in right now that they discover their hands, and once they discover their hands, it's a whole other vibe because I think I can hire somebody to dance in front of my son at his own leisure, and that's not enough. It's his hands. That's his toy. It doesn't matter what he has right now. This is him all the time. He just loves his hands. So that would be on his must-have list. His pacifier and his hands. We hope you guys enjoyed this video on the newborn must-haves and the newborn regrets. Thank you so much for watching. We have so many other videos coming up, so please don't forget to like, share, give this video a big thumbs up, and of course hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you're notified of all the latest here at EP Life, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.